All right, what's going on, everyone? It is Friday, September 5th. Welcome to the Movement Pod Ep9. Here with Dave.
What's going on?
Oh, not too much. Yesterday was the return of NFL football.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You're in your season now.
Yeah, you're more of a hockey guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, football is life for me. And there's like a rain delay, so I was up late last night. It was like an hour delay in Philadelphia. Storm cell going through. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you a Colts fan?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The football team, not the...
Not the hockey team.
I mean, I'm a fan of the Barrie Colts, I guess, because it's our home team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. So, did you enjoy last night? Was it nice to get back into like the...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like the best season is the shoulder season where you can still golf outside, but then also football's on. So it's just glorious. Yeah. And related to that, actually, I don't think he was playing last night. It was a different team. But it's just crazy how these guys are just superhuman. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them are taking performance enhancing stuff that
Yeah.
I think it'd be naive to say that no one is. But yeah, just the physicality and how massive these people are. And yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So, tell me your thoughts on that, because I don't know where I stand. If you had asked me like a year ago, I would have been like 100% just juice up every athlete. Let's go. I want to see best on best. And I'm still kind of along those lines. Like, I think I want to see...
What's that called? The enhanced games?
Yeah, something like that. Like, I want to see that, but at the same time, like, I do understand that there are some negative outcomes and risks depending on how, like, if you have an actual physician monitoring you or not. Obviously, there's some, like, not great outcomes that can happen from that.
Yeah.
But, like, what do you think? Would you want to see the enhanced games?
I mean, I feel like we're seeing a lot of it already.
I was just going to say, yeah. The Olympic Games.
Yeah. I don't know what the answer to that question is. I think it would be interesting to see. I don't know, like, ethically if we should or shouldn't do it, right?
Yeah.
If we should just allow all sports to do it, or, you know, or try to govern it the way it is right now, where you're not supposed to, but people do anyways. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like, I think people have a choice, right? They have a choice to actually put their bodies through that and potentially see some adverse events happen in their 60s or 70s. The gray area is because, like, they're making a league money by doing that. I don't know. But, like, I don't know. Just like anything else. Like, you have a choice to...
Well, if the consumer's aware, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I kind of think it's like pretty arbitrary where we draw the line of what's performance enhancing and what's just natural, right? Like, I guess if eating food is natural, then, you know, is protein supplementation like enhancement, right? Because it's not natural. It's like, if you think about the process of how we get whey protein, right? It's not like a supernatural thing.
Yeah, you're not picking the whey protein bottles off the tree, right? Exactly. Like, I get that. But yeah, no, you're right. Like, I think whey protein is performance enhancing. Creatine is performance enhancing. Yeah. There's other things.
And they're naturally occurring in nature.
Yeah.
We just have it, you know, mass produced and easily consumed. So, I mean, testosterone is produced in nature.
Yes.
And it's just being synthetically mass produced and, you know, consumed. So, like...
Yeah, no, exactly. There's a bit of a line between, like, performance enhancing drugs and then just performance enhancement through eating and supplementation. But you're right. Like, there is, like... It's kind of
But drugs is a vague term, right? Like, anything is. That changes like or that you consume is a drug. Like, food's a drug, and people don't really consider that.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah. No, I mean, steroids are kind of a little bit more of a hot topic right now, just because there's a lot more people going on like TRT, like men, and like, I don't know. I think that's fine as long as you're going to see a physician. They're actually diagnosing you with low T levels.
Yeah.
and then doing something about getting that back to a normal level.
Yeah.
Because like quality of life wise, if you're a man and your testosterone levels are cratered, especially in your younger age, that's not a great like quality of life in terms of just fatigue, function, mood, ability to work out, put on muscle, right? So
yeah. And I think that modern medicine has allowed us to live longer lives, right? And with that comes, drops in certain male or female hormone levels, right? I don't think that, as we age, it should be frowned upon if people want to go through hormone replacement therapy in order to live a better life. I will certainly I'm not saying for sure that I'll do it, because I don't know what my testosterone levels will be like when I'm older, but certainly when I'm like 50s, 60s, whatever, look into it. If it's affecting my quality of life, the fact that I have a decreased amount of testosterone at that time, then I'll certainly look into it.
100%, especially like in your 50s and 60s, when like the adverse side effects, as long as it's being done safely, right, are not really going to be a huge problem for you until it's probably well past your time, if you're just starting to take those things in the 50s and the 60s, right? So but again, like as long as you have a physician looking over things and actually guiding you, then you're good. If you're going into the back alley and going to see Big Ted and getting his injectables and being like, okay, I'm gonna take a risk with this, then maybe that's not the best idea. But yeah. I think physician monitored is fine. I trust in them. So, yeah.
Cool.
So anyways, pro enhanced games, as in most of what we're seeing already.
Sure.
Well, I was not expecting that conversation right there, talking about steroids.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into a segment that I had planned for a little bit later.
Okay.
And this segment is called Natty or Not Natty. So I've sent you some pictures, and you're going to look at the picture, and you're going to tell me, is this person natty or are they not natty? And you can talk your way through it if you want. Okay.
All right, first one's a picture of a couple legs, a guy's legs. Vasculature, it looks like he's just got a crazy pump. There's some weird things going on in the shins, though, so I'm going to say not natty.
Okay.
Next. Okay. This guy's pretty lean. Not like overly huge, though, right? So probably dehydrated for a show or something. I mean, I'll say natty. Give him the benefit. What's that, Jay Cutler? The bodybuilder, not the football player. Not natty. Okay. This fella, lean, but not like huge. No weird stuff going on. Dark room lighting is definitely a big factor here. I'd say natty. Barry Bonds. Well, I think that we know that he's not natty. You really think this is funny?
Yeah.
Okay. This dude looks like what are these like competitions? Not bodybuilding, but just like physique. Yeah. I mean, again, not overly huge. Shoulders are a little bit disproportionately large, depending on who you ask, I suppose. Lighting, tan. Just to give him the benefit of the doubt, I'll say natty. I don't know who this hockey player is. I'm guessing you put them in because they're not natty.
That's Aaron Ekblad, actually former Barrie Colts captain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got busted this last season.
Okay.
Yeah, and got a suspension, but
okay.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't.
One? Yeah.
This goes back to the conversation that we were having. And like, there's no way that you can just accuse anybody for like 100% doing it or not doing it.
Yeah.
But
unless you
100% know. But like, sure, those Barry Bonds and him got caught. How many guys haven't got caught
Mm-hmm.
because it's pretty easy to skirt the system, right?
Yeah.
So it's, again, like...
And pretty much everyone that I said that was not natty, like I knew was not natty, except for that first one. I'm not sure if you know the answer to that. It looked a little weird.
Yeah.
In the shin.
The vasculature and just the shape of the muscles. But like, yeah, none of those you can know for 100% for sure. The ones that are supposed to be the natty people are generally people who have come out and said like, no, I've trained natty, and natty meaning just no steroids, natural. That's just the term. But when you look at their body composition, like you're mentioning, like, okay, tan, lighting, dehydrated, right?
Yeah.
When people look at pictures like that, they're like, I don't want to look like that, so I'm not going to lift weights. And like lifting weights is not going to make you look like any of those photos. It's the water cut where you're dying of dehydration. It's the tanning, it's the lighting, it's the photoshopping for some of the pictures, right? But you can see like a big difference between the people that you're like, yeah, they might be natty, and like Jay Cutler. Right?
Yeah.
So you're not going to look like Jay Cutler unless you take a wild stack.
Yeah.
I feel like, right?
Yeah.
So there's no fear. Just lift weights. You won't look like those guys. I think
it's also unfair. I think I've mentioned this and touched upon this before. It's not fair to these athletes, whether they're natural or not, to say that you're going to look like them. It's like you're saying that like that the hard work that you're completely undermining the hard work they still put in.
Yeah.
You don't just inject steroids into your body and get huge.
100%.
It helps you. It helps you like train harder and have your muscle grow, but you still have to put the work in. Like what you see in them is still correlated to the amount of work they put in. It's just the capacity for the work they put in is higher because of what they're taking.
They're probably putting in more work. Like you said, there's more capacity to handle it because the stuff that they're taking is helping them recover a lot quicker. So now they have to go into the gym for maybe like 2-a-days.
Yeah.
Or like putting in 2 or 3 hour sessions instead of someone's typical 1 hour session.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the other guys they're competing with are doing the same thing, so they still have to have that upper edge on them too.
Yeah. It doesn't mean they don't feel the pain and discomfort that comes with training hard, right? Like you're saying, probably more than a normal human feels pain and discomfort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just giving themselves the opportunity to train with more volume and more intensity and train into more discomfort so that they can look that way, right?
So when people walk in the gym and say they don't want to look that big, it's like you've not trained your whole life. You're coming in because you want to make a change in your life. You want to come exercise twice a week, 3 times a week, like in a community environment, in functional fitness training. You're not going to look like that.
No.
Is the bottom line.
Yeah, and like can your appearances kind of change in the short term? For sure. Like if you're going from not really working out and all of a sudden you start resistance training, lifting weights, your muscles are going to likely start storing a little bit more glycogen so that they can use that as an energy store in the future. And then when they hold on to more glycogen, they're going to hold on to more water. So like if in the first like week or two, someone's like, I noticed that I look a little bit bigger. Yeah, there's a little bit of water retention there, but that's not like this permanent, like, oh my God, I'm getting huge and jacked, right? So besides that, unless you're working out like a Jay Cutler, just from the resistance training, what you're getting out of that is not a different body necessarily, but you're improving your function. Your life gets easier. Your cardiovascular fitness might go up. Your strength goes up. All like good function.
Yeah.
Better longevity. That's what you're working for in the gym. You're not coming in 3 days
in our gym.
In our gym. Exactly. Exactly. Right. Like that's primary outcomes right there. Live a better, easier, happy life.
Yeah.
That should, I'm not going to dictate what a priority should be for anybody when they train, but that should definitely be high up there for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then if you want to look shredded and have a 6-pack, then you can put in the extra work and the dedication for that. Right. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and it's also a very acute outcome, right? Because it's dehydration and muscle swell and all that stuff. It's not like you live and look like that 24/7.
No, that's it. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen those videos where, because you'll see like a before and after photo of someone. This was my 4-week cut, and people can completely recreate that photo in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Where they
it's actually the reverse.
Yeah.
So you
can do
wake
that.
up, you like those photos a lot of the time, you wake up dehydrated, shredded,
You take the
whatever,
after first.
right? You take that photo first, and then you eat like 2,000 calories of chips and then a medium pizza and as much sodium and water as possible, and then you're gonna
Bloat.
get bloated. You're gonna have that swell in your belly from all the food and all that. So
And they change up the lighting sometimes
And
too,
they change up
and
the
the
lighting as
angle,
well. Yeah,
and
exactly.
So you can, yeah, it's funny. You can create a before and after photo in a span of 10 minutes that looks like you've just spent like half a year.
I think we should get you to do one.
Okay, let's try. I'm getting there. But yeah, again, like this went off in a completely direction than what I expected, just talking steroids and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter what you're taking, the end result, the end outcome, whether it is strength or athletic performance or aesthetics or whatever that might be, is completely dependent on the work that you put in.
Yeah, of course.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Some people put in more, some people put in less. If the people that are putting in less are still reaching their goals and hitting their outcomes, perfect.
Yeah,
Right?
of course.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
You wanted to talk about
Oh yeah,
weighted vests.
I think we were like late on this. It's like TikTok and Instagram trends of
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people talk about this.
of what is it? Mostly middle-aged women in suburban areas, or maybe that's the stereotype. But people walking around with weighted vests. What's your take on weighted vests?
Well, it depends on the context. It depends what they're being used for and what the claims are.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've heard multiple claims.
Yeah.
I've heard the big one is people are saying, if you're talking about that demographic of older women, maybe perimenopausal women,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them are maybe doing that for maintaining or improving bone density.
Mm-hmm.
And that, there's little to no evidence to suggest that just walking with a weighted vest will actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
There's even, and this is the realm of, this is my research, right? Like what I'm doing for my thesis is osteoporosis and fragility fractures, and even like actual resistance training, higher impact style training like plyometrics, those can have a positive effect on bone density, but even that is like quite small.
Mm-hmm.
The effects that you're seeing is mostly through improvements in physical function.
Mm-hmm.
So the best way to reduce your risk of losing bone density is be proactive about it,
Mm-hmm.
lift weights, have a good complete diet, live that lifestyle in your 30s and 40s and 50s and keep up with that so that you can build up this reserve or this bank of good healthy bone into your older age. As your behavior starts to change, as your physical activity starts to decrease, you got a little bit more there. But in terms of just like, if I just wear a weighted vest and go for my 5,000 steps, is that just going to slap on a bunch of bone density? Mm-hmm. There's, to my knowledge, there's no good, strong evidence to say that that would happen.
This is good because anecdotally, I think I disagree with you.
That's fair.
Anyways, related to the like a lab that I've worked in is obesity and gastric bypass surgery, and
Yeah.
the probability of bone fractures in the cervical spine and the femoral neck and other areas. Those are areas that were being measured for bone density, and what was found in the literature in general was that, you know, people that have these surgeries are more susceptible to these fractures, and these people have lost tons of weight really quickly.
Yep.
Right. So I guess in that sense, it's kind of like the inverse of what we're talking about here: weight loss leading to decrease in bone density versus weight gain leading to increase in bone density. I think that it has to. If you spend, I mean, it might be very marginal, very small, but if you load your body with more mass for even a certain amount of time, then proportionally it should have a counter, your body should have a physiological counter what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, it's a
Counter reaction to
yes, yeah,
to,
it's an adaptation.
Exactly, an adaptation, right? You stimulate your bone with mass and impact, and it will respond to that by creating more bone density, bone mass.
Yeah.
Is it measurable? Apparently not.
So, but this is where I think you have to have a bigger conversation of someone's entire lifestyle, because like in a vacuum, what you're saying is correct. If you just load up the bone more and stress it enough, it will adapt and get stronger, right? And so, but what is enough? Because at least the research that our lab is trying to do right now is figure out what is an optimal dosage. What's the optimal dosage that can actually make those changes while also minimizing risk of injury. Right. And so like that,
I think it's like just strength training that we do.
right? No, for sure. Like because I think anecdotally, like even just talking to some people in the gym who have potentially had in the past like lower bone density scores, they've worked out for a period of time and they're like, now it's gone up. Right. Those are very controlled settings. Those are, maybe a certain demographic or population that's coming in, doing this maybe twice a week or 3 times a week training program, but what are they doing for the rest of the week?
Yeah.
We don't know that, right?
Exactly.
And so that person that's maybe putting on the weighted vest and going for like a 10-kilometer hike, going up and down hills, and also doing all of this other really good stuff, they would probably, like you said, they're getting stimulated. It might be enough stress for the bones to, increase to get enough stress for them to adapt.
Yeah.
The person that's like, okay, I'm going to put on my 10-pound weighted vest. I'm going to go for my 1-kilometer walk.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. That's a good thing that you're doing that physical activity, but is that enough to actually stimulate the bone and stress the bone? We don't know if that's a good dosage or not.
Yeah.
But like, this is me just being very like, this is what the literature says. But on the other hand, and what my biases are, is just move more and load up your body more. And that's a good thing. So I'm not against going for a walk with weighted vests. I
think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I think like an optimal outcome would be, your body recognizes this weighted vest as now excess weight. And, that would be like the dream, right? Like you have 15 pounds extra fat that you don't want. You all of a sudden carry around a 15-pound weighted vest, like not 24/7, but a lot of the time.
If you wore it all day, maybe that would actually make the difference, right?
Yeah. It's just, I guess the issue with it is that the same as everything, too much, too soon, too fast.
Yeah.
A vest exists as 20 pounds, so you put on a 20-pound vest because that's like the increment that you have, right?
Nobody's putting on 20 pounds in a day.
Yeah, exactly. But like if you can do it like very incrementally, then it might be something that kind of cool, could work out. But
you should try that.
No.
Okay. But just imagine if you were just like was walking around with like ankle weights all day and like all of these other things, and you're just not even like remembering it, and then you just take them off one day, and all of a sudden you're just like banging out like 50 pull-ups in a row or something. That'd be sick.
I suppose. Oh, I mean, when you lose a bunch of weight, that does end up happening, right?
Did you ever watch like cartoons when you were a kid, like Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that? Like that's what I'm thinking of. Like just put on your weighted vest and your weighted all your weights and stuff, the hyperbolic time chamber, and just get absolutely
10,000 times gravity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if you had other thoughts. It sounds like you're very like, just as a general stance, pro wear a weighted vest if you want to start to increase the intensity. I think so too.
Anything.
Yeah.
So if you want to do it,
but
you are going to have more energy expenditure. You have to.
Yeah. So the comments that I'm making are in regards to what does the current literature say on improving bone density with that, and there's not enough yet.
Yeah.
That could change over time. So right now it's like, don't just have this expectation that you can throw in a 10-pound weighted vest, go for a 20-minute walk every day, and bone density is going to be great. You should probably still be doing the other recommended things to improve your quality of life, which is resistance training, which is getting enough protein, calcium, vitamin D, working on your balance to reduce like risk of falling, those types of things. So the weighted vest alone isn't just going to be like, all right, no more spine fractures or anything fractures for me, right?
I never looked at it that way. Maybe it's because I'm not thinking in the same mindset
Right.
as the people that are doing this are thinking of it. I'm like, I was already thinking of it as a tool, right?
Yeah,
Not as the be all end
Yes.
all.
But that's the problem, is like when someone says, hey, this might do this, everyone's like, oh, we're gonna go over here and just use that weighted vest, and that's gonna fix everything.
The problem is people like not exercising, not going to the gym and doing resistance training, not doing other things, because they think that their walks with a weighted vest is the fitness that they need to be doing.
Right.
The all-encompassing, like this does everything for me. Oh, I walk with a weighted vest.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a really good start.
Yeah, of course.
And if that's all you can do, if you're a 95-year-old and you're like, that's my exercise, that's fine. But probably too many people are going for their short walk with their weighted vest when they could be doing more to help out, right?
Now, what if we're talking about like 100-pound vest? Now that's like strength training.
But like as long as that's
well, it already is like strength training, right? It's just.
But from the side of like where you're talking about like just the metabolic changes. If you're walking around with 50 pounds of extra weight, your muscles have to work that much harder while you're just walking around in everyday life. Your muscles have to work harder for just moving around and fidgeting.
Yeah.
All of those types of things. So you're going to burn more calories. Your metabolism would likely, or at least the things that make up the total calorie expenditures would be higher.
Yeah.
So that could be a way to do it. Again, though, don't be the person that's like, okay, I'm going to start burning more calories, so I'm going to slap on that 50-pound weighted vest and wear it all day, every day.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's like, okay, now my knees hurt, my hips hurt because I just went in way too quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's probably benefits to implementing weighted vest.
Of course, yeah.
Things. I think we just have to probably be just a little bit more careful with the claims that are like tossed in with those things, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all.
But let me tell you this, weighted vest for weighted pull-ups, way better than
just resistance training.
No,
just
but way
increasing
better
resistance.
than putting on a belt and hang. Way more comfortable.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I've never ran with a weighted vest before.
Yeah.
I've only lifted with one.
Well, sorry, we don't have weighted vests for the type of weight that I'm pulling up with, so.
Use the 200-pound weighted vest to go for his mile run.
Yeah, just flexing on Dave.
Okay, next year when you decide to do Murph, see if you can find yourself like 100-pound weighted vest and do it.
That just sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, probably.
Too much, too soon, too fast.
Yeah.
Do you want me
Train
to
up to it. Train up to it. That might take a few years.
Now we're talking about, okay, we're going to change up my entire life just to do a performance type thing.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Right? So.
That's dumb.
It's kind of what I always preach, like if it's going to be detrimental to your health to compete in some kind of sporting event or competition, I don't want to say don't do it, right? Because you want to promote people to... Yeah, exactly. You want to promote people to, have a healthy relationship with fitness and competition, and if it's something that motivates them, then great. If you can do it without the competitions, you should choose to do it without the competitions, is just what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair. There's the pros and cons of doing some of this stuff. Like, if the net benefit is greater than the net harm, then keep doing it. Especially, and that's not just physical. That's like, if I'm going to go and do triathlons, because like I love how I feel when I'm doing a triathlon or training for a triathlon, and it just makes me feel so much better mentally.
Yeah.
And don't stop doing that if you have a bit of a sore knee or you have a hip issue or a back issue while you're doing that. Find someone who can help you to manage that and do the thing that you really like to do. But if you like are miserable and you're just doing it because everybody else is doing it, and it's actually affecting your quality of life, can't play with my kids, can't sleep well, I'm miserable all day because of this pain or issue that I'm having, then reconsider.
It's like any competitive sport or competitive athlete, right, the higher level competition you're getting to, there is inherent risk.
For sure.
So when we relate this to the gym, there was, at a certain time, competitive CrossFit was a big thing amongst even the lay population. Myself, I did it. Right? As you get to the CrossFit Games level, there are athletes that are, out for the season because of certain injuries, because of the weights that they're lifting, while under fatigue, which is, that is the sport. It's like contradictory to what we would prescribe as a safe training plan. It's, for example, like, if you're going to do heavy deadlifts, don't pair it up with something that's going to fatigue your core more. Like, that's actually something that they would lean into.
Yeah, there's smart programming, and then there's like programming for the sake of entertainment, which is what competitive CrossFit is, or at least programming for the sake of really challenging somebody.
Yeah, it's like the point is that how much can you deadlift heavy for a bunch of reps while your midline is fatigued?
Yes.
Right? That is the point of the test.
And if you get hurt, you get hurt.
Yeah, because you're a competitive athlete.
Yeah.
Right? Like, look at the incidence of injury in any sport, right? Like, first play of the game last night for Thursday Night Football, injury, right? And then someone spat in someone's face also.
Hurt feelings.
Yeah, hurt feelings. Yeah.
No, like, injuries are going to happen. And more often than not in a sport setting is fluke. Mm-hmm. But also you can hopefully reduce your risk of those flukes causing injury by building up your body for that type of thing. So that goes into like the weekend warriors or the recreational athletes that are, maybe going out and playing their sport once a week or twice a week.
Yeah.
And that's their exercise for the week.
Yeah.
Your risk of injury is probably going to be a lot higher than someone who has this full kind of plan of fitness, that strength trains, that does a little bit of cardio, that's focusing on all of these things, and then going out, having a good, prep session and everything, and then going out and playing your sport. Not to say that the person who's well prepared and has a really healthy, great routine isn't going to get injured, but the risk of them versus Joe, who just literally shows up 5 minutes before the game, goes out there, this is his first time playing a sport in a week, his risk is probably a little bit higher, depending on the intensity. Yeah,
I think that what we're doing here is, I don't know if you know Jamie and Scott Livingston. They have their
I've heard the
their
names.
reconditioning course that they teach. Julie is in one of their mentorship groups and speaks with them regularly as well. And I've taken their course, reconditioning. Check it out if you're a strength coach. Really insightful, really great course. But one of the sayings that they have is to, create car lengths between yourself and potential accidents, right? If you're traveling really, really fast, more and more car lengths would be required,
right,
between you and anything else. And if you're traveling really, really fast and you don't have a lot of car lengths, you can still not get into an accident, is kind of the counterpoint to that, right? It doesn't automatically mean you're going to get into an accident,
but the risk.
But what does the car length represent, right? Is, mitigating that risk. And yeah, I like that.
I've never heard that analogy before, and I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're driving faster, if you have if you're going at a far higher intensity, then you need that extra wiggle room, right? Yeah. But that's not just to say like, okay, the professional athlete is the one who's going at a really fast speed or intensity in the car analogy, because it's all relative, I think. If you've done no form of exercise all week and then you go out for a soccer game once a week and all of a sudden you start sprinting after somebody, that is 100% for you. That's extreme increases in intensity. And if you haven't built up those car spaces by, working on your strength, working on whatever it is, your fitness, then yeah, your risk of injury is going to be higher.
Yep.
That also was an unexpected conversation that I have a blind ranking that is related to that for you.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So let me try to describe this in the best way possible. This is top 5 sports that you can use as a fitness proxy. And so let me re-explain that a little bit. The sport that you would rate at 1 or 2 higher up on the list is either a sport that if that's all you did all week, that could maybe be okay. If that's all you're doing, you're not going to the gym, you're not doing anything, this is at least giving you a good stimulus and good for your fitness.
Okay.
The ones at the bottom of the list are like, nah, that's not doing much for you. And then vice versa, the ones at the top of the list are probably sports where you would want to have a really good fitness routine to be able to participate in those. And the ones at the bottom of the list, you don't need much prep.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so top 5 most intense recreational sports. Okay?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to start off with, just because it's huge, pickleball.
That's what we did. I'm going to put it at 4.
Okay. Hockey.
I'll put that at a 2.
Being conservative. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I feel like you could
Soccer.
give anything. Soccer. Yeah, I like that at 3. Now I don't know what 1 and 5 are what's left over, but
We have golf.
oh.
Don't be biased.
No,
I know you like golf.
I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
the
yeah.
least biased person. Probably 5.
Yeah, okay. And then the final one, which goes at
I have
number
no
1.
choice. It's just say CrossFit. Come on.
No, the choice was rugby, which I think is very fitting for
Okay, rugby 1.
I
like that. Maybe hockey.
Those
Hockey
are-
and rugby.
Those
yeah.
are very
Interchangeable, but I like the list. Yeah, I didn't know what you're gonna come up with. I didn't know if you would put like weightlifting as some of the sports.
I was thinking about that,
but it's like.
but no, I want it more like if you're weightlifting as your recreational sport, you're in the gym. I'm talking about like these are sports that probably a lot of people play on the weekends or throughout the week, and that's it. That's their physical activity.
Yeah.
And no wonder they might be having higher risk of injuries or higher rates of injuries because, they're not all that fit and they're going out playing a rugby game, playing a hockey game.
Yeah.
I've done this in the past and yeah.
I feel like the incidence of injury in rugby is far less than in American football. It's not much of a collision sport.
Right.
The equipment in football is like a weapon. It's not really protection.
Yeah.
So I like rugby for an all-encompassing, like, really great overall test of your athletic ability.
For sure.
If we want to talk about the list a little bit further, I mean, we kind of touched upon rugby there. Ice hockey, I mean, sprint, it's like higher intensity than rugby probably, right? Just because it's not continuous play for a person that's on the... actually, it's different, though. If we're talking about recreational hockey, you are on the ice for a lot longer, no?
Yeah, you're taking longer shifts.
Yeah.
And like, it depends what level you're playing. Most
if you have
guys
no
playing
subs,
recreational hockey,
your subs are hungover and you only have 5 players, so you're on the ice all game. Everyone's been there.
Yeah. You don't want to be a goalie in those situations.
Yeah. So intense sprints in rugby and in hockey, probably more aerobic demand in rugby, right? That's kind of why I didn't have a choice to put it there, but that would be an argument for rugby over hockey. And then 3
With soccer
was soccer. I mean, soccer is kind of like a similar energy system as rugby, just not physical, right? And we might have arguments from people.
Yeah.
I would say that women's soccer is physical. Men's soccer is not physical. So that's why it makes sense to be 3 versus rugby. And then 4, we had pickleball. I mean, there's an aspect to pickleball that's greater than all these other sports. Well, pickleball and golf, it's like the hand-eye coordination
Yeah.
aspect, right? The cognitive and neuro training that you might get from, hitting an object that's moving with a paddle in your hand, or a golf club. And then, it's intermittent. Typically you play doubles. I would make, now that I'm talking about it more, like pickleball should be 5.
I disagree. I think your list was like spot on.
Yeah. I guess that there's my bias coming in. Golf over pickleball is what I was thinking.
Context of how you play golf, right? If you're walking 18 holes a day,
Walking and carrying, so that's what I do.
Right? That's a different story.
Right.
Most people are not doing that. They're karting and guzzling back like 8 to 10 beers.
True.
So is that fitness?
Yeah, but I mean, you can guzzle beers in pickleball and hockey and
sure you could.
rec league of any of these sports.
Of course you could, but I'm talking about physical demand, and this isn't to knock anybody. Like any type of movement or sport is better than not doing it, right? Yeah. Like if you're just going and playing golf because you like the sport, you like to get out in the sunshine and be social and just get a little bit of movement, even if you're karting, that's better than doing nothing, right? But I mean, what would you say if someone came up to you and was like, "Hey Justin, I think I'm pretty fit. I golf 3 times a week and I kart." What would you say?
I would say, oh, that's a great start.
right. How can we take you up to get to at least like the baseline of the 24-hour movement guidelines or something like that? So
pickleball is, I mean, again, doubles or singles, that's hugely different.
Right. A little bit more movement with
As
singles.
I've learned in recent weeks that there's also different strategies, and the different strategy makes it not only the fact that there's half as many people covering the space on each side, but the strategy is a little bit different too, which makes you also forces you to run more than play at the net as much,
right?
As when you're in doubles. So that makes a difference. And then with golfing, it's like I'm just thinking the sheer duration of it, especially if you're walking, to be active outdoors for 4 hours, maybe 6 hours if you're playing a muni.
But
good list.
The way that I see it is, like you said, good start.
Yeah.
If you're golfing for 4 hours and walking around and stuff like that is a great start. And if that's all you're doing and that's what you're happy with and your physical function is fine and you're hitting all your goals, great. That's probably all you need to do for you to be happy, right? For most people, normally you would say, okay, you're getting your daily steps, but we might need to do a little bit more like moderate to intense physical like cardiovascular activity, or we need to get in a couple of days of lifting weights to make sure that you're maintaining your lean muscle mass and all of that, right? So, golfing, even if it was like every day a week, I would still say like, okay, like what can we now add in there to make sure that you're feeling a lot more comfortable, not having all these nagging injuries that a lot of golfers typically do, right?
Yeah, it's one directional, right?
Yeah, exactly. And if you're not working on your resilience and your capacity and your fitness outside of the sport, then you're only going to have a certain ceiling before things start to not feel so great, right? Yeah, I like the order that you put that in.
Cool.
That was great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Conservative. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, and my bias is towards hockey, right? But like I would think that rugby is like way more intense than pick up men's league hockey.
Yeah.
And maybe in the professional.
Well, I don't think we're going to be playing recreational contact rugby though. They'd probably be playing.
There's some like men's leagues around.
That's like beyond recreational though. I think that's competitive, like men's leagues. If you're talking recreational, maybe more touch rugby and stuff. But
right.
Yeah. Sweet.
Nice.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. As always, like, share, subscribe. If you have topics that you want us to talk about on the show, please let us know in the comments, or you you can write to us.
Share this with a friend.
Yeah.
See you next time.
See you next time.